Alright everybody, this is the start of part 5 of the Ranger build. What I'm working on tonight is the rear thruster effects. This is one of the 5mm flickering white LEDs I have. Here's the other one right here. My idea is taking these parts that came with the kit. They're called landing gear wells, and what I'm going to do, which already I've cut one in half. My idea is once I position the 5mm flickering LED in position and glued down, I'll put this over the LED to cover it up for light blocking, to where the light will just come out the rear, and then I can light block it even more on the outside. When I put the top on, it should fit, because this is the smallest piece on the well that I'm cutting off, and it's actually the back side here. So once I get that all done, I'll hook it up to some power, see how it looks, how good it's doing the light blocking. So I'm going to continue working on the Ranger. Figured I'd share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. Tonight I'm going to be working on the rear thrusters. I have the two 5mm flickering LEDs right here. The little boxes I made up to go over the LEDs once they're in place. I have my glue out. I'll have to position them where they need to be, glue them down. Then I'm going to temporarily put these over the LEDs and put the top of the Ranger on and hook it up to some power and see what the engine or thruster effects look like. Once I get that all done, I'll film it. I figured I'd share this with everybody. Hopefully tonight I'll have that all done. Then the next step will be putting the cockpit in place. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Figured I'd share this with everybody. Everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update. I got the two 5mm LEDs glued on the inside, like I showed previous video where I was going to put them. Got it hooked up to a 9-volt battery. Give everybody a look here. Looks pretty cool. This one on this side here, I got to clean it up a little bit more. This one to the left is perfect. Don't have to clean it up at all. But that one there, I'm going to have to clean up a little bit. But I think the effect's going to look pretty cool. It's running off of 9 volts. We'll have it on 12 volts. So it's taking shape. It's looking good. I think the engine or thruster effect's going to look cool once it's all put together. So I'm going to continue on working on this. Figured I'd share this with everybody. Everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I have the two 5mm flickering LEDs for the thruster effect mounted. I have everything glued down, keep everything in place with my trusty old glue gun here. I'm letting it warm up again, because I'm going to hit it right in here and over here with some more heat glue. Make sure everything stays in place. Then I'm going to go ahead and mount these little boxes for light blocking. They fit perfect. I'm going to use some tester's glue here to glue those in place, and then maybe hit them with a little bit of heat glue. Make sure everything's secure. Then I'll probably hit the outside with some tulip for light blocking. I'm going to have to fill these holes up back here with some tulip. It's pretty thick paint, so I don't care how much I use to cover that part up where the light will just come out the rear. So I'm going to continue on working on this. The engines are almost done, or the thrusters, whatever you like to call them. And when I get that all done, I'll film that too. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I used the tulip on the back here with these two little boxes I made up for light blocking. I hit them with some tulip. There ain't no light leaking going to be coming out of the rear thrusters. I'm going to let this sit overnight and continue working on this tomorrow. I figured I'd share this with everybody, what I've been doing with the rear thrusters. I have the two 5mm flickering LEDs in place. Final steps was using this tulip. It's great for light blocking, and the next step I'll do is work on the cockpit tomorrow. So I'm going to call this a wrap for tonight. I figured I'd share this with everybody. Everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. What I'm working on tonight are the windows. And I decided to use the photo edge, so I cleaned off the detail, sanded it, well, filed it off, and I cleaned it up with some lacquer thinner with some Q-tips. And now I'm applying the photo edge. Turning out really nice, but I'm doing it different than according to the instructions, because here's I got the main piece yet to do yet right in here, which normally you would cut that piece out right here and you would mount it on the model. I'm just cutting out the window frames and putting them in one at a time. I think I'm going to like that effect better. You can do it any way you like, I guess, but that's the idea I came up with. Like I said, I think it's turning out pretty decent. It's looking pretty cool. Hopefully I'll get this done tonight. If not, I'll work on it more tomorrow. I'm using gap fill CA glue. It's a little thicker than your normal thin CA glue. Gives me a little more time to work with it. I use a toothpick, put it on this plastic here, and then I'll just apply it to the window frame that I'm working with, and then I mount the piece on, and within a few minutes it's pretty much not going to go anywhere. It's going to stay there. It's a little tedious, but once those are all in place, then I'll work on taking this down to the spray booth and hitting it with some more paint. Then I'll be able to either do the windows with an airbrush or paint it with a regular paintbrush. I'll figure that out when I get to it. But I'm going to continue on working on this tonight. Figured I'd share this with everybody on what I'm doing with the Ranger, working on the windows. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I didn't like the interior, how it was looking, so I ripped everything out and redid the whole thing. In the previous video I had 3 LEDs up front. Now I have one. It's a 3mm blinking white LED. And the top goes on fine. I added some light to this control panel and the opposite side, which I did have already. It looks kind of a mess with all that fiber optics. There's a lot I got to clean up yet. I got it all hooked up, so I'm going to turn on the power here and turn the overhead light off here in a minute. The back panel here, I added some more fiber optics. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I got it set at 12 volts. Turn the overhead light off. And there you go. It really looks cool. I got to do some light blocking before I seal it up. But I'm far from doing that yet too. I still got to paint the outside of the Ranger. Been busy the last couple weekends. I haven't had a chance to get to this. I've been working on this the last 2 days over this weekend, the 5th and the 6th of May. The middle control panel is where the 3mm blinking LED that I got from HDA Model Works. I think that looks pretty cool. Once this is all installed in the Ranger, well, it is. Once it's all together, it's going to look really cool. It's a slow process doing all this fiber optics. I still have to glue the fiber optics into the LEDs in the rear here. So I got 2 of them in the back, 1 in the front. Previous video I had all 3 of them in the front. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I've been working on it over the weekend, March 5th and 6th. I didn't like the way I had the cockpit, so I tore it all out. In the previous video I had 3 LEDs in the front here, now I only have one. I got a 3mm blinking LED for the middle console right here. And then I have 2 5mm LEDs in the back, but I only went with one RGB this time, and then one straight white LED. You can see the fiber optics here. I got to still clean that up and glue them inside where they're in with the LED. The rear engines are finished. Everything's done. Everything's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and hit some power here. I got it set for 12 volts. Turn the overhead light off, and it really looks cool. I'm gonna have to do some light blocking, very little, but there's the cockpit for the Ranger, and it looks really cool. I added some more lighting to the rear panel. I added some lighting to this panel I didn't have in the previous, and I think it really looks cool. You can see the rear engines flickering. I did use 5-minute epoxy, gluing the cockpit down in fiber optics. It's a tedious job, but it's paying off. It's looking really cool. Figured I'd share this with everybody. Been busy the last couple weekends, so I haven't had a chance to get to this other than this weekend. I think it's really looking good. It's going to look cool inside the Ranger once it's all together, even though like I said, I have it glued down now. Everything's in place. I'll have to touch it up a little bit, and it's running off of 12 volts, and that looks really cool. I still got to put the seats in and the astronauts, so I'm going to continue on working on this tonight. Hopefully I'll get most of this done tonight. If not, there's next weekend. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, back on the Ranger. Today I'm going to be working on the top part of the Ranger. Over the last couple weeks I've been working on the windows. I just took the photo edge parts and I just took the frame off the photo edge and glued them on individually onto the windows. And turned out really cool. I didn't want to use all the photo edge, put it all down on like one piece, so I just cut it individually and put them on the window frames, and I think it turned out really cool. Really tedious, took my time with it, but I like the results. I used CA glue. Today I'm going to be working on the sides here. I'm going to hit that with some more flat black each side. And then from Aztec Dummy I got his paint masks, and I'm going to be using those today, covering up the sections that I need to cover up. And when I get that all set up, I'll show it. I'm going to go ahead and prep this up and get it ready. I want to try to finish this today, at least hopefully get it done today. I'll see what I can do, and I'll get on to working on this, and once I get this all finished I'll film it, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I touched it up with the black, and then I have loose Aztec Dummy paint mask on the side here of the Ranger, as you can see here, also on the other side. So I'm going to mask some stuff off here on the top and hit the back here with some flat white, and then I should be done with the rear of the Ranger. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Once that's all done, I'll film it and see how it turns out, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. I hit the rear with flat white, used loose paint masks, and let that sit for a while before I take it off. But I would say the rear is done. These two little Rangers I hit with some flat white. I'll wait for those to dry and I'll take the tape off, and once I get that all done, I'll film it too, and I'll continue on working on this. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. These little ones are done. A little bit of overspray on both of them. I can touch that up later, but they look good. I can bring them back down to the basement when I still need to work on the top, though. I'll probably do that next weekend, just to touch these up. Thumbs up to Lou from Aztec Dummy. Those paint masks turned out awesome. That side looks really nice. Turned out real good. Same for the other side. Really nice. Good job there, Lou, with your paint masks. So I'm going to call this a wrap for today, what I did with the Ranger. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Ranger. Today I took it down to the spray booth, painted the top. I showed that in a previous video. Now I got it upstairs. Everybody can get a closer look. I did the sides here. It's got to be touched up on the bottom, but you have to do that once I get it all together. But turned out really decent. Like the turnout. Like I said, thumbs up to Lou from Aztec Dummy. It's the first time I used this paint mask, and they're awesome. The other side here. And like I said, on the top here I did all the windows. I just used window frames, and it took me a couple weeks to do that. Turned out really decent. And I wanted everybody to get a look at the inside of the cockpit and interior of the Ranger. It looks like a bunch of spaghetti. It's a mess. I'll clean that up once I put the top on, or before I put the top on. I redid the cockpit. I took everything out, didn't like it previous. I had 3 LEDs up front, now I only have 1. I got a 3mm white blinking LED for the front that controls the center control panel. The rear I have 1 RGB instead of 2, and then I have a standard 5mm white LED, and then the 2 5mm white flickering LEDs for the engine effects. I'm going to go ahead and turn the power on. Got it set for 12 volts. Turn the overhead light off. There's the engines or thrusters. Look really cool. The cockpit is what looks really awesome. I did add some fiber optics to this control panel, and I added a little bit more to the one on the opposite side. But that is really cool. And the back I added some more for the rear control panel right here. Also on the top part of the Ranger, I have that little strip of 805s for the ceiling, lighting for the ceiling. I should hook that up and put it all together, but I'm just gonna wait for another time to do that. I wanted everybody to get another look at what I did. I think that looks pretty cool. It's time consuming. I've been busy the last 2-3 weeks. I'm slowly getting back to working on this. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap for part 5. I'd like to thank all my YouTube subscribers. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. And everybody have a good day.